I was born with a congenital heart failure. So I had a kink in my aorta valve, and I had to have surgery at 7 days old. So my mom was always afraid that I was going to get hurt, so I had to re-kink again when I was 7 years old. So my childhood as far as sports went was very limited. When it came to organized sports, I played street ball, of course. And then high school, she wouldn't let me play in high school sports. I have an older brother who's got me going into mixed martial arts, actually. My brother was a Golden Gloves boxer, and he made the papers when he was younger. So I kind of followed in his shadow. And I started off in judo, and I went to jiu-jitsu for a couple of years. And then found Marie Smith, and when Marie Smith was up here, that was the it for me. Kickboxing was like my thing. After I knew that Marie Smith was involved in Keep Up Here in Seattle, Washington, I got him and trained with him for a couple of years. I didn't have the intention of actually fighting. I just wanted to train. Well, what happened was I was in a relationship for a long time, and then I gave up mixed martial arts and kickboxing for 6 years. I had a kid. Wanted to go to the military. As I was kind of like all over the place for a hot second. And then by the time I hit like 20 years old, I broke up, and then I just figured, you know what, I'm gonna just actually try mixed martial arts to see how good I really am. I joined with Reese Andy and the Tiger, not Tiger Shark, excuse me, but Reese Andy when he was up here with Marie Smith, and they opened up the gym in Bellevue. I told him, I said, hey man, I've been kickboxing for years, but I've never really been tested, and I want to see where I'm at. And I joined with Reese Andy, and he put me in the cage, and I got my first kickboxing match, and I set the Washington State record for the fastest knockout.
Awesome.
6 seconds with a head kick. My MMA experience were mixed for me. I was dominating in kickboxing. I'm undefeated still in kickboxing, and so it was hard to find opponents for me. And then Reese was really excited, and when they threw me, he kind of wanted to have me do MMA, but I didn't have wrestling hips. I getting taken down. Nobody wanted to stand with me, so they just took me down on the ground, kind of just held me down. So I didn't like it as much. I can control the match on my feet. I feel I'm a boxer. I actually had boxed first. So I started off boxing, and I had good hands. Then my legs got better than my hands. So everybody got scared of my legs over my hands. But I just never developed the actual what it takes to be dominant in the cage as far as mixed martial arts goes. So I'm still working on that as a work in progress. What's important to me is my family. My daughter's my most important thing in my life. She's 9 years old. Her name is Kirakiana. Very bright child, and I'm not overprotective of her. I'm protective but not overprotective. I'm not going to get her into mixed martial arts and be that kind of dad because I'm doing something. I want her to do whatever she wants to do in life. So that's my main focus of that. And to be honest with you, my childhood with my father, wasn't all peaches and cream. My dad had a hard life growing up, so that's all he knew was to kind of be more of a hard rock type of character. He didn't have patience at all. No, as a teenager, I was kind of lost. So, me seeing that growing up, I didn't want to have that happen to my daughter. I don't yell at her. I discipline her, but I don't put my hands on her. Like I said, when I was a kid, I was a totally different dynamic, man. Back in the late 70s, early 80s, totally different dynamic. It was okay to hit your kids back then. I don't, my daughter loves me to death. We have a great relationship. My definition of a man, I think, personally, is being confident in yourself. Don't go looking for trouble, and be a good role model to your child. I think that I covered those bases so far, but I am human, so I'm sure I'm making a few mistakes here and there somewhere, but I'm hoping I'm correcting those before. And a lot of men run from the responsibilities, and I think that's a big problem. Me being a black man especially, what I'm saying? I think it's a good precedence and a good role model situation to, a lot of young fathers out there, young African American fathers also too, where I might not be with her mother, but she doesn't have any want, and I think that's what my main concern being in the role of the father is, and being the difference between the dad. I don't want somebody come back 18 years going, hey, you're my dad. This is who I am. This is my kid, and she knows it. And I love my daughter to death. So, I think that's pretty much the difference between being a dad and a father. And one day I stepped into the gym and realized I'm actually good at this. I fight because I was held back as a kid. I always told what I couldn't do. that was the main thing, and I always hated being told what I couldn't do. I can't do this, my heart, or I couldn't do this because of this. I don't have any demons that I'm battling, per se, but I like to get out the aggression. I like to teach. I feel good passing something on to people that can benefit from me. I'm leaving something behind. I think that maybe 100 years down the road, when I have great-great-great-grandchildren, look back and say, this is my great-great-great-grandfather, and he was doing this new thing called mixed martial arts. And I think I want to make my mark in the world.